gals. Welcome to this week's edition of the Gaming Gauntlet podcast. I'm your host, DeoGenZ, and what's been going on this channel? Well, I've been trying to keep my uploads beefed up. I'm trying to upload 2 things a day now. I used to not want to do that because of the sub boxes not always showing 2 videos uploaded in a day, but I figure if I tell you guys here, you'll know to look out for 2 videos a day, so it's going to be Sonic and something else, and whatever it's going to be. Main reason I'm doing this is because I have a backlog of LPs that need to get the hell out of my hard drive, and they need to get up on the channel because there are so many new games coming up. I don't know if I'm going to import Nobunaga's Ambition, but I am planning to play Pokepark Wii 2. Pikachu's Adventure, whatever it's called. I don't even know, but I'm planning to play it, and I'd like for that Metroid Other M to be done. There's only a few more episodes left, so that's going to be coming out. Of course, Vlad is back with his Minecraft LP because of Bandai Cam, so you can expect those on a pretty regular basis, except when I want to swap them out for a Crystal upload. And as far as Crystal goes, I know, it's been a rigorous upload schedule with that, so sporadic, so infrequent that you may have just walked away from it, and I don't blame you. I've had a lot of audio issues with it. I'm going to try using Bandai Cam, though, from now on, and I bet I will not have any more audio issues. I can pretty much almost guarantee it because it is a fantastic software, far better than Fraps. It makes files that are so less large than Fraps, but the quality still seems to be there. I don't see the decrease. I know that Fraps captures every single frame, but why is it that a 10-minute video recorded in Fraps and a 5-minute video recorded in Fraps still have the same massive gigabytes of 3 gigs and change? It seems awkward to me, and it seems like Fraps puts a lot of padding in there. And I've had so many glitches and griefs with Fraps that I'm just famoosing it and never going to use it again. So Bandai Cam, much better for recording anything you need to on the computer. In news, The Binding of Isaac, which is a game put out by Team Meat, the people who made Super Meat Boy. Binding of Isaac available on Steam, not going to be available on 3DS. Nintendo said that it's not going to be approved because they don't want to raise hysteria. They don't want to offend people. Why is it the select few who can't get their head together and just leave it as is? If you're offended by something, don't look at it. Why is that small group of people ruining our good time for the rest of us who have 3DS? I would have loved to play The Binding of Isaac on 3DS. Yeah, I'm agnostic, so I don't have any clue as to what the relationship to religion between The Binding of Isaac is, but it's a game, people, okay? It's obviously gratuitously humorous by the way that Team Meat produces everything. You gotta check out that game. I really encourage you to go buy it on Steam because it's never coming to 3DS now. And this really pisses me off. I understand how Nintendo doesn't want to raise any hairs because, oh, the media might jump on it. Well, Nintendo, why don't you be more logical and reason with people if they try to jump on you and combat that negative feedback? Because now your fear of not fitting in with the mainstream is going to tick off even further a lot more hardcore gamers who bought the 3DS in hopes of an excellent experience, including your downloadable system. You're going to turn away good games like that because a few griefers and trolls are too discontent with you putting something dealing with religion up on your downloadable system. You can make an age restriction. So you could say, okay, you have to be 16 or older, or hell, 21 and older, like really make it excessive, or you need parents' permission to even look at this game if you're worried about people being offended. Who cares if they're offended? Who cares? I don't. And now you're most likely going to pay the price, literally pay the price, with less people purchasing the 3DS and less people going onto the downloadable system that you've devised through the Nintendo eShop because you're rejecting great games. You're rejecting good titles. I don't know about you guys, but the only downloadable system I check on a regular basis is Steam. I don't care about 3DS. I ignore those emails I get from Nintendo now because every time I look at them, it's just some kid's game, or it's a game that I have no interest in playing. And a game that might have been good on, I know it is good, it is a good game, but probably would have been even better on 3DS, enhanced by the 3D visuals and pop-out effects, that's never coming to our system. And it's really frustrating because Nintendo, I don't know who you're working for some days. I know you're working for yourself to gain profits, and that's fine. But you say that you're for the hardcore, yet you reject great titles like this over public opinion that is probably going to be a lot more minute. I haven't heard a huge outcry from gamers who have Steam saying, "Oh, I do not like The Binding of Isaac because it deals with religion, and I am very offended, and I do not think for myself. I am only reactive with key words and hot topic items. So, I'm not going to buy it, and I'm going to spread shit all over your product." I haven't seen that happen once. Have you? I don't know. Maybe I'm missing the hype. But anyway, if you're still interested in 3DS, or you're still thinking about getting a 3DS, a new one will be coming out, the Cobalt Blue 3DS. Has been announced. I don't know exactly what date it will be coming out, but it's a different option if you don't like the light blue, periwinkle blue. Maybe periwinkle's not the right description, but the lighter blue 3DS or the black 3DS. I think the black 3DS is quite fine for me. I don't really care about 3DS colors, and if you don't have a 3DS, or if, you were thinking about getting one, then it's an option for you. But if you have one already, don't worry about even looking at this. It's not like it's an improvement. It's not like they even included the second circle pad, like they have a annoying peripheral to attach to it. I can't believe how quickly Nintendo jumped to the peripheral bin to throw on 3DS. It's like, really, Nintendo? You didn't know that this system would be much better off a little bit longer and with another circle pad? You didn't have playtesters testing this and feeling the uncomfort of just one circle pad and how non-conducive it would be to some games? You really had to throw a peripheral out there? You know what the result of that is? I'm not interested in getting any games that would use that. Nope, don't even care about it. Not getting the peripheral. And I know, one person probably not going to make a difference, but one person spreading the news and spreading the shit that Nintendo is being ridiculous with the peripherals. It's like what they did on Wii with the Wii Sharpshooter, whatever that was, Wii Zapper. All these useless peripherals that they put out, and then they didn't even support them. What about the Wii Balance Board? What else came out for that but a couple of mediocre snowboarding games? Why wasn't there a surfing game? Why wasn't there a hoverboard game? Why didn't Sega produce another Sonic Gravitational Racer board game in which you got to use the Wii Balance Board? The lack of creativity, Nintendo, is really starting to piss me off. And I'm going to have to switch. I mean, if this keeps up, I am already switching over. I am already finding the joys of Steam. And this podcast today is mainly all going to be about Skyrim, when most of the time I mention news about Nintendo. I'm going to have to start branching out because every time I look at the news of Nintendo, I end up getting aggravated because it's a pussy-footed move by Nintendo, either not producing something that should have already been out or rejecting games that would have been great. I'm just going to have to start looking towards Sony, towards Microsoft. How can I be excited about their news updates? This show will definitely shift around my interests, as you could already tell, because it's not like this is a show where I report on news topics every week so you can understand everything in gaming. I simply don't have the time for that. I take a couple of snippets of things that interest me, and then I come to talk to you about it with what's on my mind. I am more of a conversationalist, not so much a news reporter. For the downloads in Pokemon this week, if you have the Japanese black and white, you can get a Ducklet Sea Gear until April 27th. No password required. I think you just go into the global link, or however it is you gain new Sea Gears. I haven't downloaded one at all. It's mainly my Wi-Fi thing. But you can go check that out. It's a cute little ducklet spread with duck footprints all over. I don't see Ducklet as a Pokemon. I see it as a duck. It's a blue duck. Really? You're going to say that a recoloration of a duckling is a ducklet and it's a Pokemon? Anyway, so a cooler download that you can obtain if you have the Japanese black and white version is Nobunaga's Rayquaza. In tandem with the new Nobunaga's Ambition game coming out this March, you can get a shiny level 70 Rayquaza on Wi-Fi, and it's got the moves Dragon Pulse, Ancient Power, Outrage, and Dragon Dance, and it runs from March 17th till April 16th. That is a download to be excited about. So if you have that Japanese version of black and white, I would go invest some time in getting it. And the cool thing about Wi-Fi events, you don't have to be in Japan. If you imported the game, that server, I suppose it would be, for Rayquaza is going to be open to you. If you are in Europe then or Australia, you can get yourself a Lucario with Bullet Punch and Justified ability until April 27th, not April 17th. And the passwords are a little bit different depending upon what area of Europe you're in or Australia. And they're all up on the screen there. So pause the video, do what you need to do. But those are the downloads of the week. And moving on to the No Dubstep compilation of the week. It's been a packed week for me, guys. I've been super busy. Been working on my plant experiment to see what kind of substrates make better growing soil. I've been working on my Pokemon research paper. I've been doing a whole mess of things and not really doing much with gaming or dubstep compilations. But what I will direct you to is a video here, and that is a new song freshly put out by Excision mere days ago, and it's called Brutal. It mixes guitars and dubstep all in one, and it sounds phenomenal. Now, it's not like the dubstep compilation I do where it's games or anime put to an awesome dubstep rhythm, but it's a new song from Excision, and if you remember a couple weeks back, I played you a song by Excision, Swerve. So if you've enjoyed that, you'll probably enjoy other things they make, and I highly recommend that you subscribe to their channel while you're there, if you're into dubstep. So now we'll move into the crux of this gaming podcast, the Gaming Gauntlet this week, of Skyrim. It's all I've been doing this week, and it's all I've been doing for a couple weeks. Skyrim is awesome! Freaking amazing. I love it so much more than Fallout, and it's definitely because it's not a dead landscape. I enjoy vegetation, I enjoy life in the system, and to be honest, playing Fallout sometimes depressed me because it was such a possible occurrence that it could happen at any point, because I don't have any control of the opinions of other countries towards my country. I'm not the politician who is making laws. I'm just someone who's trapped in an economy and in a system that I don't agree with, and goes out into many other areas of the world to police people. So I have no say over that. So Fallout kind of made me depressed, and also at the time I played Fallout, which was last year, around March, or before March and then leading into it, the nuclear disaster in Japan hit. So I was just like, this is so possible, and it's happening right before my eyes. I don't want to play this game. All right, I played through it. I'm done. It's depressing now. Skyrim, not depressing. Skyrim is a blast. Endless amounts of quests. So many different paths that you can take. That's what I love the most about these Bethesda games, is that you can play as you wish. You can go anywhere you want. You can explore. You can focus on raising your armor. You could focus on maybe one-handed weaponry or magic or summoning. There's so many different options and so many different areas to explore and choose from. It's mind-boggling. The dragons in Skyrim, of course, the highlight of the game and the game's underlying main plot. You being Dragonborn and able to take down these dragons and absorb their souls. As a kid, I always loved dragons. I always loved scaly reptilian creatures. That's why I'm bonkers about Jurassic Park, and I always watched dragon shows, looked up dragonology books that thought, if a dragon was real, this is what the anatomy of one would look like. Now I get to face dragons on a daily basis, and it's intense. I have not fought such a tough video game character in quite some time, probably because before Skyrim and before Bethesda and Steam, all I had been experiencing is Nintendo gaming. And those bosses are a cakewalk. Those bosses are almost a joke. They may look strong and they may be interesting when you first face them, but when you come down to it, it takes 3 hits and they're dead. Dragons are so much more deadly. And there's different varieties of dragons too. So you think you see a dragon off in the distance, oh, I kicked this guy's ass last time. He's not going to be a problem this time. Oh, it's a blood dragon. And what's cool about these dragons, not only is it a different texture and a different body structure, but they have different behaviors. They have different attacks. They fly through the air and swoop down differently as well. And you have to handle them in various ways. Sometimes you get lucky, and sometimes there's a giant nearby, and you can run by the giant and make the dragon attack the giant because you're right by it, and then he'll get enraged and start attacking the dragon so he can be distracted for you to deal even more damage. Sometimes, you're on your own, and you have to just rely on your archery skills in order to shoot down the dragon. And it's really freaking amazing. I will chase that dragon for many, many, many days to come. I don't know when I'm going to be putting down Skyrim because it's such a phenomenal game. It's so endless. And what makes it even more endless, not even just the fact that there's endless quests. Literally, there is no end to the quests. I think I mentioned this before, how wouldn't it be nice, in a previous podcast, wouldn't it be nice if the Pokemon Company took this kind of initiative with downloadable Wi-Fi missions and they built the infrastructure to start so they could reorganize where their characters go, reconfigure what kind of Pokemon teams you're facing, and have new storylines? Well, Bethesda did that in Skyrim, and you have endless quests. So you can go to the bar, find an assassination mission, and keep on going playing through Skyrim. There's literally no end. It's just when you decide to put it down. There's so many quests, so many different texts to read from, too. That's something I really appreciate and what I love the Metroid Prime series for, the scanning element and the reading element. Skyrim does that, too. There's so many books to read as you go across the land of Skyrim and you're encountering all these different clans and factions that you may just have to collect them all up and then read them at a later time like I'm doing now. What I'm basically doing is big archiving throughout Skyrim, finding and collecting any book I can, and then I'm going to come back to it and figure out the Skyrim story. Because right now I'm still kind of confused. I'm still seeing where my loyalties lie. Who is who? Why do you think you should own Skyrim? And what gives you the right? I think I'm getting the idea of what Talos is. Talos is just basically their god. But it's interesting. There's so many different layers of humanity to choose from and different alliances you could make. Not only is it an endless game, but it's one that you're going to want to make multiple save files of, which you can. Plenty of save files. You're going to want to make multiple ones so you could see what the different reaction will be to you choosing a different character, because there's different types of things you can be. You can be a reptilian, you could be a cat person, you could be a dark elf, you could be a human, whatever you want to be. There's so many different options. All these options make me thrilled, and it's probably the highest point of Skyrim. What also extends the game, though, further, I think I started to say and then cut myself off from saying, is the modding community. Thank you, Bethesda. Thank you for understanding us as gamers, what we want to do. Oftentimes, I find the best content is created by the users who play the games most often. This is the case in Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, and you may be saying to yourself, "Whoa, hold up, DeoGenZ. Since when did Smash Brothers have a modding community? I didn't know you could attach mods." Well, you gotta kinda hack your Wii, but it's worth it because people work diligently on creating new characters, completely new characters. I mean, new skill sets, new moves, new body structures, and new texture packs for Brawl, and you gotta put them in manually yourself, and it's such tedium. You can't just go into an option menu and say, I would like this mod, and this mod on. You can't do that in Nintendo's games. But in Bethesda's Skyrim, you can do that as much as you want. There's so many different mods to choose from, and they all do different things. Whether you want to have an assistant in completing the game quicker, say that you just wanted some potion assistance, then you can have your potions be stored in a chest through a different mod. Maybe you just want to make the game a bit more atmospheric. Well, there's a mod that you can allow caves to produce more sounds and creepy noises whilst you're in them. You can also replace the sound of pretty much anything, replace the textures. I've seen some really loony ones with enemies looking like Spider-Man. It's a good old time in Skyrim, and even Steam had produced a Portal 2 mod for it, in which Space Core crashes down into Skyrim, and you get to pick him up and carry him along with you on your journey. It's not a practical mod, but it's a fun one, and that's what I'm talking about. From practicalities to just being plain humorous and just changing up the game in Skyrim, it never ends. As long as you want to invest some time in dragon slaying and having some good old time with your Nord pals, you can enjoy this game, Skyrim. This is probably one of the most well-budgeted titles, and by well-budgeted, maybe I'm not saying this right, but the most bang for your buck is really what I'm trying to get at. If you've got limited money and you see a slew of games ahead of you that you might be interested in, and Skyrim is one of them, go for Skyrim, because that game is going to absorb so much of your time. You're not going to need another game to play for months and months and months later. You're going to have so much replay value with this game, and it's amazing. I want to know what you guys think of Skyrim. What is your favorite part of it? Is it the meme, the arrow in the knee that has come about? The dragons? The endless quests? Is it being a cat person, a Khajiit, as we played in our Skyrim marathon on Matt's channel? What is it about Skyrim that makes you so overjoyed? Now this week, I really have not been playing much else but Skyrim. It's absorbed so much of my time, I didn't even get to go back to Minecraft. So a little bit of a change of pace, but it's not going to be something that continues on for the rest of my Gaming Gauntlet series. We're going to revert back to the crafting corner next week. But since this is my Skyrim exclusive special Gaming Gauntlet episode, I thought that I would show you some tips and tricks that I found out in the vast world of Skyrim that might assist you on your journey. So enjoy these tips. Okay guys, so the first tip of the day that I'd like to show you is how pathetic giants are when it comes to water. Oh shit, there's a dragon over there. Come get some. Now normally giants are probably the most fearsome thing in the game to piss off, other than a dragon. Because, oh well, that's not good at all. Is that dragon really going to come over here and mess up my day? Well, this is going to be an interesting fight. Yeah, usually giants are hard to beat because they have that freaking massive club. But it turns out they're pussies when it comes to getting wet. Oh, don't leave. You don't need to take on the giant or the dragon. Mammoths are about the same too. They really don't, Alright, I'm gonna have to light these guys on fire. It's just gonna have to happen. Come on, out of the way. Wow. But you can see that they'll never attack you as long as you're in the water. You gotta make sure that you're well in the water. But they won't attack. I thought that was the strangest thing. They're these massive beasts. Oof. Shooting it directly in the face, and now it thinks to leave. Are you gonna attack? Oh no, you can't. You're afraid of water. What are you, made of sugar? I'm just glad that dragon hasn't landed yet. Figures there'd be a dragon while I'm trying to kill off a giant. In the eye. That's the annoying thing about these freaking mammoths. It takes so many arrows to strike them down. It's a slow method, but it's reliable. There we go. Where'd your master go? Oh, shiznit. As soon as you launch out of the water, though, you lose your safety. Hey, I'm not done killing you. Come back. I will find your giant owner. You do not know how long I have looked for a giant and some water. That's the good thing about giants. Funny that Bethesda made their vulnerability right nearby. I guess it's just something to figure out, but most giants have their campfires by a watering hole so they could water their mammoths. Who knew it would be the downfall of them, huh? If I had poison, I would be using it right now. Just so you know, don't yell at me to use poison because I freaking don't have any. We should just all be thankful that the dragon's not coming by. But you know what? I think we're going to do something even more fun with the giant than just lead him into his doom because of water. Come on. Move. Alright, this is what we're doing. We are going to go fight the dragon with the mammoth and giant's help. Oh, why didn't it choose my... There we go. Warhammer. See, as soon as you leave the water, he starts following you again. Be aware of where he is at all times, because if he gets behind you, he will smash the shit out of you. Come on. Whoa, boy. Where's that dragon? Where's the dragon? Did that dragon leave? There's no way. I've never seen a dragon just go. What the hell was that? Oh, pfft. Wow. The mammoth got in a fight with a crab. Where's the dragon? Ah, shit. There he is. Good, 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 good. Oh, no, it's not. It's not good at all. That's just a flag. Ah, shit. The dragon left. Well, that's never happened to me before. Oh, man, I just made things a lot more hard for myself here. Now I gotta take him out archery style. Or not. We could die. Alright. You got the point, though. I didn't want to bore you by sitting in that pond for too long. You can use the giants as distractions for dragons as well. So that's the good thing. Alright, now we will show off, I will show off the next trick of having an all-terrain vehicle in Skyrim. Let's go to Riverwood because there's a giant mountain there. Usually that gets in everyone's way when they're trying to complete a quest. But with what I'm about to show you, you can complete any quest you please. All you need is a pony. I do not know if Bethesda meant for these horses to be as all-terrain as they are, but they can pretty much scale any mountain. And I'm going to show that off right now, and hopefully I can show you a funny glitch that occurs too, called the flying horse glitch. Whoa, Jesus. Well, that was an interesting glitch, just going through the mountain. Best way to get up these steep slopes is by jumping. And there's a pretty cool peak on the other end of this mountain that I would like to end the video off on. Here we go. Flying ponies! He sits there for a good 5 seconds, 10 seconds maybe even. You can do it! Okay, now you have to be really careful at this point. You don't want to keep jumping because you might just jump straight off the mountain. And then your horse will die, and then you can't be going anywhere else all-terrain anymore until you buy another horse. Or steal one, of course. That's always an option. Whoa! There you go, floating horse. Oof. Alright, jeez. You were the one who decided to float, not me. Oh, great. I hear a freaking dragon now. Shitskis. That dragon messed me up. Okay. Oh, no! No! Well, I am dead. And that's how you die in Skyrim. Why are dragons always annoying at the wrong point in recordings? Well, the other thing that you can do with a horse is swim. So let me show you in an area that is very beneficial to have a horse in. Oh, right. Sorry. I always forget that. Because not only can horses scale humongous heights and not be affected by the normal barriers of whatever the mountain was programmed to block, but they can swim forever. I mean, really, forever. Does not matter how far you have to travel with a horse. Oh, jeez. Okay, good. Not too high up. In the water. And sometimes you'll go in the water with the horse and its head will be underneath, submerged in the water that you're swimming through. And it... Whoa, what's below? Fucking dragons, man. What now? What now? Better not be a damn blood dragon. I'm already being chased by hungry fish. Good, it's not one. Shit. Alright. Let's see what we can do with this dragon. That was really the only tips that I had to show you today, was the fact that horses are all-terrain vehicles and giants are afraid of water. And dragons are unpredictable too. What the shit? I feel like it's gotta be nearby. Oh, I felt that. There it is. What is it circling around if it's not going to come down here? I guess we gotta wake it up a little bit, huh? Yoo-hoo, dragon! There's a meal down here for you! I'm really not good at archery when it comes to moving targets. Shitskis. Just came back down at us. Wow, this sucks. Alright. You don't want to battle us? We're gonna ride on. Jump. Whoa. Pfft. Did we? Oh, no, we didn't just quite yet outrun those wolves. Oh, stop. You can't catch us when we go Aqua Pony! See, look at that! It can't even breathe! La 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 la. It doesn't care. This is the best horse I've ever had, truthfully. You lose all the enemies on the ice blocks. Horses are your best friend in Skyrim. And they even have mods to make them run faster if this isn't a good speed for you. I keep it at this speed, though, because I don't want to be too ridiculous. It's already cheating enough that I can jump over any freaking mountain. And it doesn't matter. So that was a perfect example of why I'm not doing an LP of this game right now. I suck at killing dragons at the moment, and I've still got a lot more to explore. But hopefully on your explorations they go a lot more swifter now because you know this to be the all-terrain vehicle of the Nords. Alright, let me try this again. Jump back up. Hard fail. You suck, frost trolly shits. Burn! At least it's super effective because they're frost trolls. Stay back. Back, I say. I will burn you all. Get some. Come on, you know you want to come get me. Come on. I'm right here. I'm easy to get. Oh, I'm so frustrated. I know. You can't reach me on the rocks. How pointless for you. Why do you have a cave where you can't even reach me? It's the best way to defeat these frost trolls. They can't really jump well. You have to worry about them swinging to where you are, like you just saw me fail to do before. But once you get to a safe ground, and you can taunt them, they're easy to defeat. Stay down. Motherfuckers. He doesn't even know which way to go. Hey! Hey! That's right, you better come back here. Oh, I know, so frustrating. Angry monkey troll. They remind me of mad, frozen, cycloptic gorillas. Arrow to the knee? Oh, I missed. Had to freaking move, didn't you? Hey! Hey! Where are you going? Coming back? You should come back. I think you should come back. You're gonna get me this time, I bet. I know you will. You're faster. Look at you lumbering along. You know you can catch me. Don't leave so easy. Don't quit. Come on. We're just having fun. Oh, shit. Get up, get up. Come back. Oh, I bet it's frustrating, huh? Oh, you had to leave, didn't you? Come on, you're almost dead. You know you want to stay here. And get butt raped. Ooh, that was super effective. Alright, so I don't know why this is such a special cave other than just somewhere to be trapped. Man, let's see. I killed all these fucking frost trolls. Was there even a reason other than getting troll fat? Is troll fat that hard to come by? I guess it might be. What's in this place? I don't even see any... What's this? Nope, nothing. I don't even see any treasure chests. That was really kind of a just rip-off and waste of arrows. I can guess that I got some good experience off of it, but still. Oh, and you know, it's worth it because... What was that? Oh. Worth it because I got to show you guys another trick and tactic of defeat. Oh my gosh! I knew there was more in here. Get to show you another trick of how to defeat Skyrim's more annoying enemies. Gotta find another trick to defeat the dragons. But for right now, Skyrim's trolls and giants are no problem for me. And we are back. Hope those help you out in your Skyrim adventures. No gaming philosophy this week. Didn't get a time to contemplate in my mind what it would be about this week. I've been mainly working on the blog channel, uploading a lot, school, so unfortunately it's really a short episode this week, but I wanted to get a gaming gauntlet out every freaking week, and if I skipped a week or skipped 2 weeks like I did the previous week before or so, I would just not seem as legit as I could be. And that's not what I want to do. I'm a partner now. I want to be so much better than I was before. So even if it's a short episode, I will put out a gaming gauntlet. But I did make an EV Train Pokemon of the Week. Unfortunately, at this time, at March 3rd, 2012, it's not up on the blog yet. And the reason for that is because I need to find a computer somewhere so I could just type it all out. What I think I might start doing, and I'll let you know on the next week's Gaming Gauntlet if it worked out well, is I'm probably going to start typing out the EV Trained Pokemon of the Week on my computer, on my laptop, transferring it over to my Droid, then copying it and pasting it into a blog entry. And I'm going to see how that works out. Hopefully the formatting stays solid, but we'll see. But this week's Pokemon will be Mamoswine. I mentioned it last week that for European gamers you could get a Mamoswine with the hidden ability Thick Fat, which halved fire and ice damage, which is very, very beneficial for Mamoswine. And taking a look at its stats, I was actually really surprised. I thought being a bulky, frozen mammoth would give it a lot more defense. But surprisingly, it has not a lot. I mean, it's okay, it's adequate, but it's nothing spectacular. It's nothing of a wall status to boast. In fact, I think that I'll be raising it this week as an adamant attacker. So, with that, I mean, there's not a whole lot I can say with Mamoswine not even being constructed in my mind. I have a few ideas, a few notes, some moves that it could have on it. Ice Fang, Earthquake, things of that nature, anything that is an attacking move. But I was really surprised and shocked to see Mamoswine didn't have more beefy defense stats, but hey, you never know until you train it. So with that, I'm going to go right into the comments and questions of the week, which I pulled from last episode's Gaming Gauntlet. If you want to be in the next episode, post something interesting below. If I see it, I will probably read it. And starting out, the hidden motive said, "You're not going to change a thing." I really hope that the Gen 6 is a 3DS game. If not, no more Pokemon. Same story, beat the Elite Four. He was referring to my outrage towards Black and White last week, Black and White the sequel, being on DS, and its seemingly hurried arrival. It's going to be out in Japan in June, and then out in everywhere else in the fall. To me, it doesn't seem like they really made a whole lot of effort, but I can't say that yet. I don't want to jump on them before they release it. But what I was tired of is the same old story. The same story of go get the badges, defeat the evil team, and beat the Elite Four. And yeah, I know damn well that me not buying the game, me buying maybe one version and then returning it later, isn't going to change a thing. But the way that my mind works and the way my philosophies are is that I have to live as an example. It's why I don't have a driver's license right now. I don't want to support that industry of debt and CO2 emissions that, guess what, I just don't need right now. I get around just fine through public transportation, biking, and walking everywhere. It's not necessary. It's a peer-pressured thing that I don't buy into. So the same thing, the same standard goes for these games. I'm going to share with you why I am not getting them if they are not good, and why I'm discontent with them if they happen to be the same exact story, just with a couple of different characters. Because Bianca and Charon are so forgettable. It's just like I can't even remember what happened in Diamond and Pearl, because it was the same sort of situation. It's ridiculous, and I'm getting sick and tired of it. So if I just say, well, it's not going to change anything, here's my money, rape me, it's not going to do anything for me either, and I have to be on my path of being as an example. Maybe some people will follow in suit, maybe they won't. I've made my point clear with my voting of my dollar. So Cyberdark Venom says, the Pokemon movies were dead by number 12. I couldn't finish that or 13. They were just awful. I didn't get a chance to watch the Skyrim stream, but I plan to. And he thinks that I should do an LP of that game. I don't see that happening for a long, long time, mainly because I'm enjoying it just as its own. I like to go through a game thoroughly before I LP it on my channel, because if I don't go through a game, one, I don't know if I could beat it, and then two, I want to make sure that I have some respectable commentary for it. I don't want it to be a blind run. I mean, they can be fun sometimes, but oftentimes I don't find them amusing. It's just annoying to me. It's like, why am I watching you stumble through the game when I could just go get the game and stumble through it for myself and enjoy what I want to do in the game instead of watching your crappy gameplay and you miss all the vital items. So that's my style of LPing. I like to know what I'm doing, and I like to be able to provide some good tips for you. So don't count on a Skyrim LP anytime soon, but I've been talking with my friend, my comrade, Vlad, and he said that he's interested in doing Skyrim. I don't know how he would manage that with both Minecraft and Skyrim, but don't expect Skyrim on this channel for quite some time. But it is in my prospective LPs list. It's such an epic game that I would love to deliver it to you, whether it's me or Vlad Z gets a hold of the LP. It doesn't matter to me. It's all going to be fun, and as long as it provides entertainment for you guys, then I'm satisfied. Ultimate Randomness said, I always preferred Haunter to Gengar, and would love to see your take on its EVs. Haunter over Gengar. That's really interesting. I've never before EV trained a pre-evolved Pokemon, so that sounds like a fun challenge, and I'll see about tackling it this week. Of course, this week's Pokemon was technically Mamoswine. I know it's a whole crazy thing of me not uploading the blog when I should, but there's a lot of balls up in the air right now, and I got to keep juggling. So I'll think about Haunter. That's interesting. Silver Phoenix K said, hey, if I emailed Nintendo asking for permission to get monetization, that would be to upload Nintendo games, I take it, so you could be monetized, and they say yes, could I do it if I get their permission? I guess so. I mean, here's the thing. I never got permission when I had monetization before, which was from April of... Was it April or May? I think it was April or May, whatever. It was last year in the spring, I know that monetization occurred on my channel, and I had just approved it and said in the response section of why I get to upload this, it's uploadable by fair use, which is absolutely true. The content I was providing people was educational. It was not just gameplay with no audio clips. It was me playing the game, being a sort of tutorial, if you will, of how to get through the various levels so you could play on your own. And that worked some of the times. It worked mostly, but I was threatened by YouTube for a good section of my uploading. For many of my videos that they had approved of monetization, they later emailed me and said, this video has been disabled for monetization. It doesn't match family content, or you don't have the rights to do this. Now that I have partnership, I can upload any gameplay I want. It doesn't even need to have commentary on it. I would recommend, if you have monetization, take advantage of it. They threaten me every time with email. People who get multiple claims and multiple no-nos from YouTube saying that you can't monetize this may have their channels banned. It seemed like an empty threat to me because I had over 100 videos taken down of monetization. I should rephrase that. Not 100 videos taken off of my channel. Just 100 videos disabled for monetization on my channel. And my channel's still here. Now I'm partnered, and YouTube can't say a damn thing because I have the power of full screen to back me, so I can claim every single piece of gameplay that I own, which is great. It's so liberating to do that. You could give it a try to email Nintendo, but I doubt they're going to get back to you. That's the kind of subject where you email Nintendo and you never get a response, or you get a programmed response from not even a live person, which is mostly what I experienced with that company. Large companies are really hard to get into contact with, especially if you're somebody who's just a minor LPer. I know that anyone can get monetization now. It's not a special thing like it was back in the spring, and I'm not saying that just because I got it then and it was special for me, But back then, they even said to me when they invited me to the monetization that this is a new thing we're trying here on YouTube. Your channel seems to be popular, so we're going to test it on yours first. And now they're doing it widespread for anyone who has a YouTube channel. Anyone can be monetized. My blog channel, which has a very meager amount of views and very low subscribers, has monetization on it. And I monetized all those videos that I can because every cent counts. Every cent helps. Whether it's for buying new LPs or just paying for my food bill. You know, it all helps, and it accumulates slowly. So I don't know if they're even going to listen to your plea and asking for, can I upload your copyrighted material? I really don't know, because I never asked myself. I was just kind of blunt and brazen about it and said, damn straight I'm able to upload these LPs, and here's why. I laid it out on the line for them. I used adult language. I mean, not adult language like cursing, but I used very professional terms. I had my grammar double-checked before I sent anything to the monetization claim and made sure that this seems legit, and in my mind, it should have been monetized because I'm providing an educational service here. So I hope that helps. It's something I had to deal with early on in this channel's genesis. We will see. Good luck to you, though. If you get a reply from Nintendo, comment below and let me know. If you don't get a reply, still comment and let me know what happens. Just curious in the results. 0008 said, I am pretty sure one of the new snapshots in Minecraft lets NPCs breed. So the next update should include that. That's awesome. Kind of. I mean, it's awesome because NPCs can breed, and that means that my town that I was pushing more NPCs into, it's not even going to be necessary anymore to do that, so oh well. At least I did it. It was a kind of cool challenge for myself to do, and I'm not upset that I did it, but it's only a bummer for me personally because I haven't even updated to 1.1 yet. It sucks not having Wi-Fi. Anyway, beside the point. Avec66 said that Spore wasn't enjoyable for me until I reached the space stage. At that point, the combat and the alliance building became much more in-depth. So that's good to know that, I wasn't unjustified in saying Spore was a bore to me. But the thing is, Skyrim right now is such a much better game, I doubt I'll ever get back to Spore to get to the space level. And it's just a shame that the developers had to make such a boring, long section to the game that's vital to get through. It shouldn't be. I mean, imagine this. Imagine Pokemon didn't get good until after you beat the Elite Four. How horrible would that have been? Just ridiculous. But I probably won't be getting back to Spore anytime soon. Skyrim is absorbing most of my time. Shipshore64 said that he agreed with my comments last week about the smartphones being something that is revolutionizing all of culture. It's not even just affecting people in first world nations who are enjoying more avenues of entertainment and choosing what kind of information they want to feed themselves instead of being fed by the glowing boob tube and not having any say over what goes on there, but it also helps people in developing countries who need to be in touch with everyone else and contact others through Twitter and other social networking sites, especially in areas that are very shaky on government. Even now in America, I see our government being incredibly unstable. And of course, anybody who is a politician or economist would look at my videos and say, oh, you're full of shit, you're a gamer and you don't know what you're talking about, this is one of the most stable societies in the world. Well, no, we're one of the most reactive societies in the world because we piss a lot of people off and we squander so many resources, and you're fixating on the fake economy. Listen, I'm not going to get into that rant. It's a gaming podcast. Point is, smartphones are changing the world everywhere. And also, something I noticed with YouTube analytics is that 25% of my audience watches my videos through smartphones, which is great, and it makes sense because I watch videos through smartphones. I upload through a smartphone. You would not be seeing this podcast right now if I did not have my Android device. I would not be able to upload 2 videos a day if I did not have that smartphone. Now, it kind of is a bummer because it saps the battery out of it, so if I ever want to do anything or if I'm ever expected to be called, I can't upload at that time. But it's still amazing, and the technology that has been put into my hand, I can barely comprehend it. I don't even know how we're at this tech level, yet we're still struggling and stammering to get our energy resources in line. It seems like our fixation on just getting possessions needs to be shifted a bit, but those are discussions I have on the blog channel. Don't worry about it here. He also said that he's more offended than anything about the release of Black 2 and White 2 being on the original Nintendo DS. The system has been out, and he's talking about the 3DS. The 3DS has been out for a year now, more than enough time to at least optimize for 3DS play. Game Freak said that they're doing this because there's a larger base, a larger audience base who have regular DS than there is 3DS, which shows lack of faith and is a big middle finger to anyone who shelled out $250 for the 3DS with promise of great new software in 2012. I would pretty much agree with most of that. Don't get too hasty. I mean, there is still the beginning of 2012. I don't know what games have really come out for 3DS, I will say that. But there are supposed to be some good games coming out. Isn't Kid Icarus out already? I feel like that game has happened, and I just completely went under my radar. I do agree, though, with the point that why didn't they at least pop out the 2D sprite graphics for 3DS? I would have been satisfied with that. I even talked about that on a couple of my old videos, that I see it being more probable of the Pokemon Company making Gray, the third iteration, being a 3DS transfer bridge, where it's still 2D sprites, but now they have 3D depth. And that would have been really excellent. I would have loved to see... it's not Hiyun City anymore. Shit. I don't even know. Castelia City. That's it. Castelia City. I would have loved to see Castelia City in 3D and going around it and all. I thought that would have been cool. It's very, very unfortunate that, they do seem to have a lack of faith for the 3DS. And who can blame them? I mean, Nintendo's spiting its own company by rejecting games like The Binding of Isaac and putting out new peripherals immediately after the system is launched to say, oh, we need to patch and band-aid up this system that we just released because we were too hasty with its launch, and now we know you won't be able to enjoy this new game being released unless you have this peripheral. I'm not going to jump through hoops anymore for Nintendo. I'm getting frankly tired of it. And you know what? Their games aren't even that long or that engrossing anymore. It's becoming tedium. Even Super Mario Land 3D, which was a fun game, was way too fast to get through. Way too fast. I should have rented that game, not bought that game. I'm done with it, and now I'm just like, well, I guess I can go back and look at the 3D visuals, but damn, I would like to play some new games. So yeah, 3DS is being a kind of a big disappointment, and Nintendo really has to step it up this year at E3 and show us what they're working on and tell us that we should invest in this, because these kind of maneuvers where they're pulling back excellent games from their downloadable wares, they're not even putting out their main titans like Pokemon on the 3DS, these kind of moves are going to make consumers nervous about the 3DS. It's going to make people keep that lack of faith and keep that base of ownership into the Nintendo DS. Yeah, no shit, more people have a Nintendo DS. It was out for so many more years, and so many games came out for it. You're not going to get that same support with the 3DS? Are you going to just kill it off early? I really hope not. I really hope not, because I had, and I still do, I have a lot of hope for the 3DS. But if they don't get on top of their shit, start producing games and bringing out their main franchise friends to the system that's more than just Star Fox and Ocarina of Time 3D, people are going to not buy that system. People are going to turn it in. I'm kind of like kicking myself in the ass right now because I bought a 3DS a little bit because I wanted a PS Vita as well. I don't have the money for both, though. And now it's just like, well, great. I've got this system here. that gives me headaches sometimes if I tilt it the wrong way, and I don't have many games to play on it. Meanwhile, that 4-core beast of a handheld PS Vita is probably going to kick Nintendo's ass. So it'll be an interesting E3 this year. But that does it for the comments and questions of the week. Remember to subscribe to the blog channel and also check out what I've been doing on Tiny Galaxy. No videos new have been uploaded this week, but I did put some things on the server for Dropbox, a new episode of the Pokemon Pinball LP, and also a booster pack opening on that channel. From now on, I'm going to do all my booster pack openings on Tiny Galaxy, so you're not going to find them anymore on this channel, unfortunately. You could still see all the old ones that I did on the Trading Card Game playlist, however. And something that I want to do now from here on out, every podcast, is send you guys some of my Pokemon cards. Most of them are just sitting in boxes or binders, collecting dust. I rarely come back to look at them. Sometimes I do, and it's fond memories, but I rarely do. And when I move out to Colorado, whenever that is for college, it's just going to be, they're all going to be stuck over there, stuck in Jersey. And I want to be spreading out some goodness to you guys. So what I'm going to be doing from now on is signing Pokemon cards and sending them out through some method, whether it's a competition or a comment or whatever it's going to be. This week, here's what it'll be. Since it's the first week, I am just going to make it this. Leave a fascinating comment below. Whoever's comment I find the most interesting, I will send a card to. You'll get a PM from me if you are the winner, and the winners will be announced on the next week's podcast. And next week we'll have a different type of competition. It's just this week I am really kind of short on time and very brain frazzled, so I just kind of want to let you know that this is going on. I'll be signing the backs of the Pokemon cards, and this gives me a way to thank you guys, give back to my community for being as excellent as you are. You have helped me so much in so many ways, it's not even funny. You've improved me in many ways as a person, as an LPer, and I really appreciate that. I've become so much more effective as a human being and a lot more productive, all because of you, and this is my way of saying thanks. So good luck commenting. I will be watching the comments closely, and who knows, if there are more than one fascinating comments to me, I will send more than one card out. I have no problem with doing that. So I'm DeoGenZ. Have a great week in gaming, and tell me what you think of Skyrim. I'll see you next week.
People started seeing the veils of illusion that the masters wanted us not to see.